Hey YouTubers, what's going on? It's your boy Robbie Rob from Spiritual Hope. Please like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more content. I'm going to be posting a lot of strategies, encouragement, motivation, randomness, funny stories, all kinds of stuff. So please subscribe for me. I'm going to make a quick video today on supporting your partner's dreams. Um, the crazy thing about this is most people think that this is just common sense, but it destroys more relationships than you would actually believe. What got me kind of inspired to do this video was a couple different things, actually. About a week ago, I was watching, I watch a lot of motivational speakers, pastors, preachers, all different kinds of things. And I was watching Joel Osteen's testimony of how he got started and, how it kind of came about. Before he was this big super pastor making, millions and millions of dollars. And he said he went into a little bit of detail about, how it was in the very beginning when he was just starting out and how he didn't believe that he could do it. He was scared. He was nervous. And his wife was actually the one that spoke life into him. So, sorry, this is my buddy King here stopping by to say hello. But he talks about, before they had any money, before he was even big, just to get out of the house one day, they went kind of like house hunting. They weren't really looking to buy. They just kind of wanted to get out. And they went into this neighborhood that had this open house. And he went into they stopped to see this like huge, like expensive house in a nice neighborhood. And, just to kind of kill some time, they went in there. And he says how he remembers just feeling so defeated that like he would never live in a house like this, that he would never be able to live this kind of life. And he says that at that moment his wife turned to him and said, "We'll live in this house someday." And the coolest part of this story is they ended up actually living in that house. I think he moved out since then, but he just talks about how she kind of was very supportive, very encouraging before money was coming in. And the second thing that kind of got put on my heart to make this video was kind of a random, out of nowhere thing. I was watching a documentary on Netflix called The Pharmacist, and it's about this guy who was a pharmacist in the early 90s to mid 90s when doctors' offices were starting to become pill mills. And during the course of his time working there, he started to see a pattern form of this one particular doctor writing nothing but opiates for 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds, just nonstop, 100 prescriptions a day coming in. So he kind of got sick of seeing this, and he got sick of seeing people die. I think what really sparked his interest in this was he had wrote a script. He had filled a script for one particular girl, and he says he remembers her coming in. He remembers looking at the milligram, and I think he even called the doctor and said that this is an overdose amount you're prescribing to her. And the doctor kind of said, "Screw you. I'm the doctor. You're the pharmacist. Do what I say," type thing. And he ended up filling it, and she died. Well, he got so driven by this to stop this that he kind of became fanatical and kind of manic about pursuing shutting these doctors down. He goes on with investigations, and he goes on just working with the FBI. He ends up eventually having to quit his job and chase this calling of trying to stop this epidemic. And during this time, his wife is kind of hitting that struggle of, what do I do? My husband's the breadwinner. He had a good stable job, been working there for 20 years, and now he wants to quit and go on these like underground investigations, and he's showing up at the doctor's offices and filming it. He's calling politicians. Well, she stuck by his side, and even though she kind of pondered this guy's a little bit crazy, and his particular story had a good ending. He ended up creating some organizations. He ended up getting that initial doctor shut down and put out of business. And I think he even got into politics. So kind of hearing these kinds of stories, being in my own relationships throughout my life, watching the documentary, it made me understand that this is a big issue for a lot of people, and it's not just jobs. It could be hobbies. It could be, your calling that doesn't generate money. So I'm not just speaking to couples who are going through the struggle of, you're in your early 20s and, your wife or your daughter or your husband, wants to pursue something that has a low percentage of success. You're dating the 19-year-old drummer whose vision is to be in a big rock band and, play sold out shows in big arenas. But, you're starting to hit that stage of your life where bills, responsibility, taking care of your kids, paying the car payments, paying the insurance, kind of conflicts with some of these dreams. And I want to say, within reason, you should always support your partner's dreams, your partner's visions, your partner's calling, within reason. I mean, if your partner wakes up one day after 10 years of marriage and says, hey, I think it's the calling on my life to be a kingpin drug dealer, well, then that might be one of those times where you step in. But I've always kind of wrestled with trying to understand why these people fall in love and the very thing that their partner loves. And like I said, it does not have to be just a job or a career. It could be something they love. It could be music. It can be pottery, gardening, sports, feeding the homeless, church ministry. It could be literally anything. But a lot of times what happens is the very thing that their partner loves becomes the thing that they hate. They get a little bit of sense of jealousy about it almost, they're putting all their time into this, this is the thing they love the most. And the hardest pill, the bitterest pill to swallow is if you really love somebody, whether it's your husband, your wife, your son or your daughter, or even a friend. If you really love somebody, you love what they love. Doesn't mean you have to be just as fanatical or passionate about it, but by default, if they love something, you love it for them in a kind of a way. So I just want to encourage a lot more couples, a lot more people to just be more supportive of people's dreams. Because, I mean, if you think of anybody successful, whether it be a rock star musician, a hip hop artist, a famous writer, even some of the greatest business moguls in the world, if they didn't have a partner that supported their vision before the big money came, before the fame came, before, they reaped their rewards. If they didn't have that partner to stand by their side, a lot of people wouldn't be where they are. I read the book of the guy who created Twitter, and he talks about, right before he founded Twitter or Twitter exploded, he had actually just failed out of a business, lost all of his money, and he was homeless. And, could you imagine how many people were probably in this guy's ear saying like, all right, dude, like it's time for you to just, get a job. And a lot of people, that's it. They settle in their life for stability. They chase the, $75,000 job with full benefits and a 401k and a nice little vacation package, or, or six-figure job, or even if you're making $500,000, if you're not doing what you love, if you aren't living your best life, it's probably because somewhere along the line, people have shit on your dreams. People have told you, put it away, and like I said, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I mean, you can pursue these things in a small little way at first, and but never give up on your dreams. But bigger than that, don't give up on other people's dreams. Support their dreams, encourage them, speak life into your partner. Take the time to listen to what they're passionate about. And like I said, this is not just about jobs or even about generating money. This can be about anything. I think that this is probably the number one soul-killing thing in relationships, is that partners don't spend enough time watering the seeds of what their other partner is passionate about. And it doesn't have to be 100-0. It doesn't. Maybe collectively you're both passionate about something. And, and that's great if you can water that and chase it together. I mean, I've always envied people that can make their dreams become their job, that can kind of get into a field that they love, or something about it they love, or doing something they love. I've always kind of envied those people, but I also understand that a lot of people that have chased big dreams have had to have a support system. They have had to have that supportive wife, or that supportive husband, or that supportive sister, or that supportive friend. So, I'm going to challenge you to be that supportive person for the people in your life, to actually, in a very negative world, instead of speaking death over somebody's situation, instead of telling somebody, would you just stop this and get your life together? Be that person that supports them. Be that person that encourages them, because you never know how far people can go. So if you like this video, guys, please subscribe. I'm going to try to drop some more videos in the next couple days. And I just want to say I love you guys. Thanks for checking out my channel.